So we're back here with a new podcast. It's been quite a while. It's been around 6 months. So I might be a bit rusty, but we've got a guest on that I've communicated with over the last couple of months, and we've both been a bit busy, but we've finally got around to it. So just to get started, as a guest, if you'd like to introduce yourself and Matt and kind of what you do.
Yeah, sure. So my name's Matt. I'm a food reviewer, and we've got an online channel called Food Review Club, and we go around trying to try all different types of food all over the country, and we're sort of slowly getting our way around Europe as well, and America. So yeah, that's kind of the long and short of it.
Great. So we'll take it back to the beginning. So as a child and going to school, what was your career aspirations? Was there anything that you really focused towards?
Great question. I thought about this the other day, and I'm pretty sure when I was in primary school, I wanted to be a pilot or something wacky like that. But when you realise you're not particularly bright or haven't got any sort of academic ability whatsoever, you realise you're being a pilot, and it's not probably for me. So I kind of drifted through school a little bit. I wasn't a complete idiot, but I definitely struggled with my maths and my reading and sort of remembering the facts that my teachers were requiring me to do so. But I always knew I had something that I wanted to do inside me in terms of sort of like entrepreneurship or business. That always had a little fire in me, but it actually didn't come out of me till I was sort of in my late 20s, which is a bit bizarre. I can't quite put my finger on that, why that was the case, but I'm grateful for it now, that's for sure.
Great. And obviously you've mentioned around your business side of things now. Is that your full-time job for people listening alongside with the YouTube? Yeah. What's your overall role at the moment?
So I have got a couple of other businesses, and I'll be honest, they haven't been had a really tough couple of years with them. One's a digital marketing agency, and another is a takeaway, a burger shop, which is great. But both of them have had their own challenges, which is great. Which has been really, really good fun. If it was easy, everyone would do it, right? Yeah. But Food Review Club for us as a family has been absolutely fantastic, and we feel very blessed, very lucky, and I absolutely bloody love it. So yeah, we're just kind of learning this new arena, trying to figure out the rules, the game. And we're just having a lot of fun while doing it, which is great. But I certainly never thought I'd be a food reviewer when I was at school.
And so we'll get started with the channel and the platform itself. So I came across it probably two years ago off Facebook. That's how I seen it. It was just after the first lockdown. And I don't think I was trying to think subscriber wise where you're at. I think you might have had about 5,000 or 6,000, something like that, and it's just grown from there. So how did the idea come about?
Quite simple. Through my digital marketing agency, I knew that video was going well because Facebook and the other platforms were heavily pushing video organically. They were really pumping it out, and it was great. So we were actually advising our clients to get on the video game, and nobody really knew what type of videos were going well. Like, people would make these big cinematic promotional videos and they'd get some good numbers. So we started doing them as a business for ourselves. So I actually was doing these some kind of like business vlogs, walking around like a right muppet, doing like pieces of camera and like faking things, and like not faking conversation situations. And just like, I think they actually look quite good.
Yeah.
But however much we shared, or I told people to like it and to, engage with it, and I was even sharing them to local groups to really try and pump it up. However much I did that, they'd only get like 1,000 views, like if that, probably. And then I was laying in bed one day, and one of Dave Portnoy's videos popped up on my phone. Those that don't know, Dave Portnoy does pizza reviews in America. He's very, very funny. Super engaging. His videos are done in one take. They're just fantastic. And I think I watched about 30 of them in a row. And I was like, wow, I don't know what's just happened to me there. It was like he had my attention on a weird level. And I thought to myself, not only is he great, but we have got some cracking food in the UK, you know, fish and chips, and he's trying to hunt out these pizzas. And I thought, wow, every town has got their favorite fish and chip shop. I mean, even where I live in Cambridgeshire, if you asked someone from one town, where's the best fish and chip shop, they'd give you their one, and someone from Huntingdon would say another one. It's everyone's got their rivalries and their favorites. So I thought straight away, I thought, wow, we love the food in the UK. Bakeries, fry-ups, chicken shops, steakhouses, curries, who's the best Chinese? You know, I thought, wow, someone should be doing this in the UK. And no one was doing it. So I said to Jess, unwillingly, on a cold winter's, I think it was an October night, I said, come on, we're going down to Pizza Town, which is our local pizza shop. It's pretty crap, to be honest. I don't know. I think I gave like an 8 as well. It was a terrible score. And we filmed on my iPhone in the middle of the street in darkness. I think I had to use my car lights to give us a bit of illumination. And I uploaded it. And I think I even said one bite, where everyone knows the rules. It's totally shameless, really cringeworthy, which is that other guy's catchphrase. And he got like 8,500 views really quickly. So thinking back to, you know, my other videos, which were like high production, big long edit. This was a 1 minute or 2 minute piece to camera, and it got 8,000. I was like, wow! It just showed me what people wanted to actually watch. The market dictates the content, or market will react well if the content's right for them, not what you think the market needs. Yeah. And they watched it, you know. And then I think our 3rd or 4th video, which was a local chicken shop. That's the one that everyone bowls out of the nightclub or when they're drunk. It's the chicken shop where everyone has a fight outside. I did that one and it got 50,000 views in about 3 days. Now, at that point, I thought, Jesus Christ, that's a big audience. So I started to think to myself, maybe there's something in this. Excuse me. And at the time, I was watching a lot of like Gary Vee and all those sort of inspirational. This is like a pain point in my life where I really felt like I wasn't doing what I should be doing, and in terms of business and like where I wanted to be. I just had a taste of like running my own business. Wasn't going that well. It was going okay for a startup, I suppose. But this definitely lit a little like, wow, okay, I think I could be on something there. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. And I was just wondering, were you always someone who is quite a confident person? And obviously the setting of your channel as well, you're on the streets a lot of the time, and there's interaction of like Jess holding the camera and you and people walking past. So yeah. Did you have to adapt to that? Have you become more confident in the feeling of that?
I probably have been confident in myself, but like everyone, I have my issues with confidence every now and again, and it has been difficult. It has.
Yeah,
it really has. You know, I might give off this sort of character a little bit, but it's not always the way. You know, everyone has their ups and downs, and I really do. Because I've got such a busy life outside of doing the reviews, and things can really get on top of me sometimes, which is normal. I think everyone has those external pulls, shall we say, that not necessarily are productive for their mind or their concentration, but that's life, yeah. And I think I've just slowly got better at dealing with it. And in regards to being confident on camera, I used to shit my. Can I swear on this podcast?
Yeah, go ahead.
I used to shit my pants at the beginning. Like once I started realizing, because we had a bit of quite a good organic spike at the beginning. Like we got some like videos went to like 100K, and a couple of times when I was doing it, I was looking down the lens of Jess's camera, thinking, "Fucking hell, 100,000 people watching me here." I think we went to watch Ed Sheeran at Wembley or something. I remember there being 100,000 people. I'm thinking, Jesus Christ, it used to make me feel sick, you know. And then when we do videos on the street, people are always looking left and right and stuff. I could not concentrate on the camera. And people were saying in the comments like things like, "Are you just trying to catch eyes for people to, you know, try and be famous or this or that, or just trying to get?" I said, "No, that's me like shitting my pants. I'm not being able to look forward at the camera. I'm not even doing it now. Looking to the left, to the right. This is the way I am. I'm slowly getting better at it." I had a meeting with someone today that says, "Oh, you're so good on camera now." I said, "Yeah, I've done 1,000 reviews. You should go and watch the first and the second one. They were terrible. Even the 50th review was very robotic. You know, I wasn't flowing. I wasn't talking properly. I still, you know, not great at it now, but now after 1,000, I'm fairly comfortable doing it, and I know my job and I know what I've got to do.
Yeah.
But it's just like anything. That's probably a good bit. There's a good story in there somewhere for business. Like, you literally have to just feel comfortable looking like a prat, and knowing that you won't be looking like a prat if you carry on doing it for a couple of years. If you live like that, no one would start anything, would they? Because they're too worried about external judgment of looking like a bit of a fool, which I did a lot.
Yeah, that's perfect. And if I'm honest, that normally we go into that kind of that part of thing at the end of it, but I'll just address it now since we're on it and around confidence and mental health and stuff like that, because that was the main reason I put this podcast together. As a quick overview to yourself, Matt, I created it because I was always worried around hair loss, and that was one of my big things. And I was not losing my hair as such, but it was kind of one of those things. It was receding as I was getting older. And it was one of those things where I was always worrying about going outside if it's windy. Yeah. And like you said, judgment of people walking past or people looking at you. And what I did last year at the start of it, I just shaved it all off. And I thought, like, that's a mental block of, if that's the worst I'm ever going to look, then I can adapt to how I'm going to look. It was one of those things I never knew what I was going to look like with no hair.
And a man that can cut down his vices like that is a dangerous one, because you're really letting go.
Yeah.
That's a brave move.
And obviously I was only, at the time I was like 21. So it's quite rare to see that or address that, because when you're younger, you see everyone on TV with perfect hair and stuff like, Love Island and all this, and that's how people think you're meant to look. So I created this, and I've had people on who have also they've ranged from YouTubers. I've had like professional eater Randy Santel, he's been on it. A couple of singers, and it was just trying to get someone out there of each kind of genre and each type of category of. You might be a musician, or it might be a professional eater, or it might be a food reviewer, but everyone goes through the same things. And like I say, I was just wondering from yourself, is there any way you cope with it now when maybe you've dealt something like that? Is there a way that you could suggest to someone?
Yeah. This is not, I don't know if it's going to be a great answer or not. I don't think I've got any better at dealing with it. No, that's not true. How am I going to say this? My shoulders now, I believe, have built up a tolerance to carry the weight better. So something will happen in my day-to-day life now that if it happened 2 years ago, I'd have lost my fucking mind. And I'd have freaked out about it, because I've slowly, I've been in business a little while now, things have happened, and I'm quite reactive as a person. So I've had to learn not to be so reactive, and I'm at the point now where I still freak out about stuff, don't get me wrong, but little things, I try and think of the solutions. I try and control what I can control, not external factors. I think I used to be a bit more anxious than I am now, thinking about what other people would think. Because look, I wasn't particularly mentally stable when I started, but when you started doing the reviews and we're getting hundreds of thousands of views, there was a lot of hate. And a lot of who is this fat idiot? And a lot of just flat out abuse, which is cool. I understand I'm putting myself out there. Now I quite like it. It's different. I've evolved a little bit. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I've slowly got more strength to march forward in the face of adversity and through these difficult times, which a couple of years ago I just wouldn't have been able to do. I don't know what else the way to describe it. That's what makes me feel so sad when people, you just got to keep getting up. When you've got an issue, just keep going. Or whatever option have you got? It's just, that's probably my best advice. Just keep fucking going, like Rocky would say. It sounds like cliche bullshit, but it's really not.
Yeah, I agree. And what I've learned as well, they're all learning experiences. So it might be hard, and it might last a day, it might last a year. But then, like you've said there, 2 years ago, you're in a different mindset to now. And without that feeling 2 years ago, you wouldn't be where you are now.
There's a very famous person called Jim Rohn. And I listened to his an audio book a while ago, and it was really blew me away. That helped me a lot, actually. It said the same wind blows on us all. At some point in your life, you're going to get a wind of opportunity. Although you might think now, God, he's doing this, or the same wind blows on us all. The wind of adversity, the wind of sorrow, the wind of hard times, the wind of good luck, good fortune, misfortune, death. The same wind at some stage in our lives will blow on us all. It's all about how you set your sails in those winds as to where you're going to end up. And those wins might come to different people in different times. But I think overall, it's how you set up for it. When it does, the bad stuff does come or the good stuff does come. It's the same with the negatives. It's also with the positives. If you're not in the right mindset, when a good opportunity turns up, you're going to bounce it. You're not going to feel comfortable enough. You're going to miss the fucking boat. And some of these great opportunities don't come around twice.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's probably why I feel fortunate, because I was I feel like I was old at 27, 29, about that sort of age. And I don't think I'd have taken the opportunity if it came to me before then. So I feel very lucky. I was ready to do this, because I don't think I'd have been able to stick it out if I was a bit younger.
Yeah.
My mental capacity probably just wasn't there for it.
Yeah, and you're right. And a lot of the times people do put pressure on themselves as well. What I've learned from myself and speaking to other people is a lot of the time you're more worried about what other people think or how other people feel, and you put your feelings behind that, and you might think it's helping other people, but really it brings you down more, because you're getting all these over thoughts and overthinking, and they don't know you're overthinking, so they're not going to ask the question. And if you're flattering everyone, a lot of the time it's going to probably bring you down as well, and it'll reflect on everything, whether you're at work, whether you're your friends. If you're in a sad place, it is really hard to motivate yourself to get up. So if you focus on yourself and just take it day by day, that's the biggest thing I can say.
Yeah, sure. Look, sad. I think sadness is really something that gets. I'm not dismissing anyone with depression here. It's real. It happens. But I think a lot of people can get very sad, and I think sadness is different to depression. And it's okay to be sad. It's okay to be depressed as well. But I think I went through a period where I thought I might be depressed, but I was just very sad. I lost my dog, and it was a real heartbreaking situation, and that really affected me for months. But I don't think I was depressed. I thought I was just really fucking sad. And I think there was a difference.
Yeah.
Maybe it would come across as depressed, but I was just sad, just really upset, and I feel like I just couldn't get going. Maybe that is depression. I don't know. This way, it felt more like sadness than it did depression. I certainly, wasn't living a great life. That was probably around first ish lockdown, maybe, not sure, around that sort of time. I stopped drinking for a little bit, and it had to have a little rain check on myself, but it was good. Nice to do that thing. Nice to do it every now and again.
Yeah, and I appreciate you opening up about these things as well, because that's what I try and encourage. That's my main goal of this podcast. Is it's nice to share the success stories, but it's also nice to address the things that do happen when the cameras are off. So if we sat here for an hour and smiled all the time, it doesn't mean that we're always going to be happy that way. And
I'll always try and be transparent. So, like the weekend Wingfest, people come up to me. They obviously, I've had some really nice cars, etc., and you only see what we post. Everyone knows that. Yeah. But all of them, I always try to be totally transparent with them. So I actually said, one of the business really struggling, man. We lost a lot of money here, and it's not all what you see. But I think there's too many fakers out there that aren't real with people, and I don't want to be that guy. I want to be truthful,
Yeah, that's great.
It's really important.
And while we're on the channel, then I'll skip back to where we're at. So I'm wondering when was the moment that it kind of blew up, that you thought this is something going, because I know you mentioned that it got quite a few thousand views as they were going at the start.
I'll tell you.
Yeah, was there a moment with your Foodry UK that just overnight maybe?
There was two moments. One, where we finally got monetized on Facebook. So we didn't really put any content on YouTube. I really neglected that at the beginning, which is probably a silly move, because we're really struggling with it now. We've got like 50K, and it's a bit of a hard graft. Although recent numbers are kicking off again. It's good. I feel like we're just on a secondary bounce. So we're really pumped about YouTube. Mark my fucking words on that one. But in the OG days, it was all about Facebook. Now, at the time, I don't know what it's like, what it is now. You needed 10,000 followers and 30,000 minutes viewed a month to start getting money. When I got that, it was really cool. And I remember looking at all the numbers, and we got like £4 one day. And I was like, yes, this is cool. And then I won't say the numbers, but that's private, obviously. I don't want to be crass or anything. But I think the first one was, it was a few hundred or something. And it was like, wow, that's good. That's decent. Wow. And I think we're doing pretty good numbers at the time as well. So I thought, well, okay, look, if they can pay for a bit of fuel, pay for some of the food, that's great. And, it was nice. But then after the third or fourth month, we had like a bit of a boom. And during that time, I got one payment from Facebook that I remember like looking at it and I was like, fucking hell.
Yeah.
And that was that for us. I don't come from a wealthy background. I started my businesses because through basically being in like mad self-poverty, and it was just a crazy situation where I just like had nothing. And I was like, what the hell am I doing? A bit of a moment of realization. So when you've lived in the mud for so many years, that I remember that being a real moment where I was like, fuck, that's a lot of money,
Yeah.
And at that particular moment for us at that time, it was like, thank God for that, because, I remember like the months before that, even when we get some good numbers, like Jess still working and she paid for us to go somewhere. And it's like, when you go away with your missus and she's paying for it, it was really like, didn't make me feel very good, but I knew we were on the right path. I knew things were going well, but at the time it didn't feel very nice. That makes sense. So that was a great moment. That was a really big moment for us. Just for me, that gave me like a bit of a confidence boost and a bit of a like, yeah, it was working. Like, well done, mate. Like, you've really stuck at this. Like, now keep going. So that was number one. And number two was the moment we had that was like a blow up a little bit to that level. And then we had probably about maybe like 4 or 5 months later, we blew up again big time. I would say that was the first time we might have gone like semi-viral, and it really did financially help us.
Great, that's amazing. And
they're the two things in my mind, and then so they each little taste of the next level like makes you fuck. Maybe that's possible. And these are the things to me that I would never have found, never even like knew wasn't even a possibility. Do you know what I mean? Like, I was like terminating cables for minimum. In fact, it wasn't even minimum wage. These wankers had me on a trainee wage for months, and I would like do overtime and Saturdays, and it was like couldn't even afford to eat. It was just the craziest time. So when you've tasted that, it's nice to feel like you've done something out of your sort of trajectory where you thought you would be, like, just
yeah. And obviously when we're talking about the growth and stuff, do you have short-term and long-term goals like at the moment, or is it just however the kind of the videos go? And
yeah, sure. So I think like obviously Jess and myself kicked the channel off. She was amazing. She's a ninja. She's a queen. Like, she's great. But we have got other businesses, and her skill set is actually probably more suited to doing the other bits around business, running businesses, make sure the admin's on point, the numbers. We brought Callum in to do video work. So me and him have slowly built a better bond, and we're now going out. He's incredible. He's got a great skill set. So we're now doing that. She's doing that. And it's that process has made us go a little bit more professional. We're taking a lot more time and intent with our content. We're trying to make better stuff. Our upload consistency is improved, which is great for financials. We're doing one in the morning on Facebook, an old one, re-chopped up, a new piece of content every day at 6 p.m. on Facebook and YouTube. And then I'm doing my Instagram and TikTok as and when I've got 2 minutes. So that short term, to answer your question, is our goal is to be consistent at this new attack. It's like a new strategy. We're trying to be consistent at that. And the long-term goal probably for us is to try and make, like a bit of a food Bible. Like, people think I've got this big ego, but it's not true. I see Food Review Club down the line having 10 creators with me, not even maybe doing it. Get some mad talent, people making TikToks and chefs, recipes, bloggers, reviews, global. I'd see it as a place for great food content. Like, I don't see me being the king of the castle. It's just not what I want. I'd rather make a mad community of foodies that love great, love great food as much as I do.
And obviously with the goals and stuff, have you noticed a difference between uploading on Facebook and YouTube? Is there any kind of algorithm differences, or like you said, you're putting them on at 6 o'clock each day, but can you see a difference in a pattern?
Yeah, totally. So YouTube really likes your longer form content. I'm still trying to figure out YouTube. I'm not there yet. You don't think you're talking to someone that's cracked the code. Fucking hell. We are, I would say we've just started getting good at it, getting better at it, sorry. But it was a total fucking car crash before, like, Callum took his lead on it. I felt like nobody really liked us on YouTube as well, which is a bit of a mad one, but look, everyone's really positive now, so it's great. So YouTube for us, we're just experimenting, longer form content, trialing some new things. And the big difference with Facebook is shorter, sharper, plus 3 minute, sub 4 minute videos seem to work with the algorithm a lot better. So in the mornings, for example, we chop up an old videos that we like even more, condense them into something funny and like compact. We position it as a square video, which again, it seems to be working even better now. And that pays really good. So a lot of people are like put out a big piece of content on YouTube. Some of these travel vloggers put out a piece of content for an hour or an hour and a half, even 40 minutes to an hour and a half. And they just like pull out snippets of great pieces, you know, and upload it on Facebook, and it'll get big numbers.
Yeah.
Some like wacky stuff, shareable, engaging content. So that's the biggest difference for me.
And so that's great. So that was the main bulk of the channel and such. But now we'll talk about food, because obviously this is what you know for. This is what we both love. So I'm just right off the top of the head, actually. What we'll start with is, so I'm from Hartlepool, which is near Middlesbrough. So I know you've had a few parmos over the last couple of years. And I was wondering what your opinion was, Matt, on the parmo delicacy. Right.
I think we did our Northern tour about 18 months ago. I'm only just ready to have another parmo. I think I had about 7 in one day. I shit you not. If I had another parmo now, before this, I'd have just like, no, I can't do it. They were so rich, but they were wicked. I did enjoy them. They're great. I just love the fact that everyone loves them as well. They're an institution, aren't they?
Yeah.
Really, really cool. I actually had my first parmo in Melbourne, Australia. They love them over there as well. They call them parmos as well. I don't know if they're exactly the same or not, but similar dish. Big, great with a beer, great portion of chips, nice cold beers. It's like perfect, isn't it? Cheesy chicken, like it's just great. You guys are mad from up there though.
Yeah, we love them. I think that was around the time I started watching you. I know. And I'd only noticed that it was the same day. I think you were on the 4th or 5th. I could see that your emotions were changing as the day was going when you were eating.
By the end of the day, I think we did the last one was, if I remember rightly, the last one was the best one, maybe, certainly up there. It was bloody massive. It was tasty, but he put so much bechamel on. And it was really rich. And I said to Jess after, if I see another one of these parmos again, and I was just like, get me out of here. I think I'm 18 months. I think I'm ready to go back and have another one.
Great. I only have maybe, well, I have a page on Facebook, which is called 50 Shades of Parmo. And we went around reviewing them. And like, I hit the same point as you, where it wasn't the same. Even I was having about 2 or 3, maybe a week or so. And it was just getting too much. The taste was losing us. I can't imagine in a day.
It did something funny to me though. Like, I remember when I was 18, I had 18 shots of Sambuca, and if I saw, smelt, or have been tasted Sambuca up until about 2 years ago, it would like instantly take me back to that sickness. It's like my body like freaked out about it. I honestly feel the same, but I've done myself in so hard on that one day. If I lived there, I'd probably have them every week.
Yeah.
One a day, whatever. I'd be mad fan, because I think I did like 7 or something in a day, and my brain now has just gone that. I don't want it anymore.
And so I've got a few questions here. So when it springs to mind when I say amazing food that you would definitely go back and maybe re-review or would go in your own time, what places stand out to you that oh, that was amazing?
I've got absolutely loads. We've been to some really special places, and a couple of which have like got made me emotional. They were beautiful, sort of like so far above and beyond what you'd expect from a local takeaway. Not even somewhere fancy, not even somewhere expensive. I'm just talking like, what the hell are these guys doing? And now I've been to so many that that's kind of where my standard bar's at. Like that's what I think should be the standard. But yeah, there's loads like Anstruther for the haddock fish and chips up there on the coast was just special. Roly Poly Eats in Pershore, Chicken George in Luton. It was just great, just like monumental discoveries.
Yeah.
I can't describe it any other way. I've got a list here in case you ask me. I can't. You've got little ones like burgers, wings, and ribs. Just what a place that is. The Hangry Moose in Bromsgrove. These just ones on top of my head.
Yeah, that amazing. And so I should have already started with this when we delved into food, but what's your favorite cuisine? Like, what would be your go-to?
Don't ask me that, bruv. Come on. Ben, what are you doing to me?
Well, I know you like wings.
It depends on my mood. It depends on my mood. You know, I love fish and chips. That's like, if I'm feeling a bit sad and I just want a bit of comfort food. But sometimes if you're a bit full, fish and chips can make you feel a bit sick because it's so battery and so heavy and a bit deep fried. Sometimes you do not want fish and chips. Depends on your mood. Depends how you're feeling. If I'm feeling like I want to celebrate, I like to go out for a steak, or if I want to feel a bit bougie or something, I like to go out for a steak or a nice T-bone or something. I don't know. Go to a nice restaurant, but you know, equally some fried chicken or a kebab. Like, oh my God, I love a good kebab. Yeah. No answer. Refused.
So I live right by the coast. So from my window, I can see the sea. I think I've been, how would I say, fish and chips to me isn't like, wow, that's amazing, because I think I've had it so much. So,
yeah,
so I feel rave about it.
There's nothing worse than bad fish and chips, though.
No, yeah, I know.
It's heavy, it's oily, it's like rich. If they do thin fish where they cut it in half basically to get double portion out of it, and thick batter, more batter than you get in fish, you're really losing the flavour. I agree. If you've got a good fish and chip shop, you probably won't resonate with what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But we've got some really good ones where I live.
Yeah.
And I've been to some of the best, like in Cornwall and in Scotland and Grimsby, for example. You know, they're great, really great. And they just really makes the bad ones stand out, though. No.
And how does it feel to you, or have you had any experiences where you've hyped somewhere up so much and you've got there and it hasn't lived up to expectation? Has that happened a few times?
Quite a lot. So we get recommendations from people a lot, you know, about these places that are award winning or the best ever, or, you know, of course we're going to go and test them out because it's good for us as well. Going to find these places, and quite a lot of them don't live up to it. It's just like, everyone's expectations on food are different. It's a bit like everything in life. It depends what you want to achieve from it. Some people are motivated by cost. So to someone, a great meal is a good value meal. And they're happy for it just to be good if it's cheap, high value, whatever you want to call it. Other people are different. You know, it really depends what you were looking to achieve with it. You know, I don't know. Everyone's different, aren't they?
Yeah. And so when we lead to obviously when you're recording, you do quite reasonable sized trips and doing a lot of reviews in one day.
Yeah.
Do you have any of them upcoming that's on your plans where maybe you're going up the country or down the country?
I'll give you a little behind the scenes, to be fair. So I tend to try and go out as little as possible because there's so much editing and there's so much other stuff to do behind the scenes. You can't be driving around all the time. So when we do go out, I want to come back with assets, videos, content. I want to come back as much as possible. That's why going to New York was so great, because we got 18 reviews done in 3 days.
Yeah.
So I didn't have to go out for like 3 weeks after that, which is great. So tomorrow we're going to London, and we really need to get 5 done minimum tomorrow. And I'm going to go out the day after that, which should see us through to the end of next week. Now we're going to Paris for 3 days. So that should get some content. We're literally like planning you still got a board with the days and stuff. We're planning our content. I don't want to ever miss a day. So it's pretty relentless. It's pretty hard work, but we've got to get it done.
Yeah, that's great.
Tomorrow, for example, that'll be a really long day. It'll be disgusting. Getting into central London for us, or South London. I think we're going to Southwest London. It's probably a good 2.5 hours there, and probably the same back. And we've got 8 from place to place. It'll be at least half an hour, 45 minutes each. So you're looking at sort of 7 or 8 hours driving, and plus the work time. So it'll be a good day tomorrow. I'll be getting home and I'll be shattered, and then we can do it all again on Thursday.
And so, is there any tips for anyone that was wanting to set up? It doesn't have to be a channel in food or a podcast like myself, but would you give anyone any advice to maybe start a channel? For me, it would be commit to it and try and think of new ideas. But you are right with consistency, and I do fall in that category of when I get busy with work and such, it's quite hard for myself to get.
You haven't done one for 6 months.
I know. I'm not. I'm giving a personal experience here. This is why my subscribers aren't going up. But what advice would you give?
Okay, so I think that we are brought up being told that, being clever and this and that and smart and grades and school. I really think the biggest superpower is being consistent and hardworking and working when you don't feel like doing it. That sort of mental toughness, and I think it's not mental toughness, wrong word. That sort of attitude towards wanting it is a superpower. So like, I would describe myself as not particularly bright, certainly not academic, not even that articulate, as you can probably tell now, guys. You're watching me, this is painful to hear me freestyle talk. But this is exactly what I'm like. I'm not some sort of poet. Do you know what I mean? So literally my only plus points that I've got in my arsenal is that I'm super stubborn, very hardworking and consistent. And that's really all I've done. There's no secret formula. There's no secret sauce. Again, it's just really cliche thing to say, but it's just, if you can work really fucking hard, be consistent, be patient as well. A lot of people want it too soon, or they're consumed by vanity metrics, short-term numbers that can it's not working, I'll leave it, I'll keep going. We were driving around for 2 years before we got any money. It's just literally loved doing it and enjoyed it and getting some good numbers. Sure, I knew there was a business there, but we have worked so hard at it. Like, I don't remember the last TV show I watched. Last night I was worked till 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm not looking for an award from you guys listening now, but it's the truth. I'm not giving you any bullshit. Every night, and I just love it. You don't even have to ask me to do it. I just, we've got so much content going out and on different platforms. It's always something to do, always something to talk to, always an opportunity to try and nuzzle my way into a new meeting, a new person, trying to leverage any commercial opportunities we can as a page to help get some more money in the door to allow us to go further. That fucking grind doesn't stop. I see some of my mates that wish for this and wish for that. And they say, what did you do last night? And they're watching TV and they're going out to the pub, and, sure, I'd do it every now and again. Maybe like once in a couple of weeks, whatever I need to, and I need a blowout. But the other days, very much working. And it's not like some kind of I work, you don't. It's just the truth. I don't know what else to say.
But probably alludes to the fact that we spoke about earlier of you will get pleasure out of seeing the channel grow. So when you put the hard work in, and it makes you feel good seeing how it's progressing. But
also you're so right. But also because I've found what I love, it doesn't really feel like work. So if I didn't want to do it, I'd be fucking watching telly. I wouldn't be messaging people because I wouldn't really care, because I absolutely love it. And also I've got a wife and we're starting a family, and I owe it to them to do it, like, so look,
Yeah.
like, you either want it or you don't, and the other thing, this is a really good thing to talk about. I think a lot of people get mentally caught up with, sad, depressed about looking at other people on Instagram who have started a business, and it looks all rosy and hunky-dory, and they're driving a nice car and that, and they think, and it's not for them, they think they should be doing it, and they feel like they've been left behind because they've got a job, or haven't got a house, or they haven't got, money in the bank. This working for yourself is not for everyone. I've had days where I think, do you know what, it'd be fucking easier just to, I'd never do that. But that's probably because it's in my DNA. That's probably who I am now. But there's no shame in just being a slick operator in the corporate world, or for a big company, or for a great business. You can still have ambition. You can still earn a lot of money. But this narrative of working for yourself is the only way to be successful or to flex a bit, it's just bollocks. There's a lot of good people out there that have a normal 9 to 5, and they've lived very happy lives.
Yeah.
I think that needs to be talked about as well. It's not all about business, because sometimes business is fucking shit, and it's it's tough. It isn't for everyone.
Yeah, and that's great. That's a good point as well. I spoke to someone recently about
so many people that get upset with themselves for not being able to compete with their mates who've started this or started that. It's just like
that's a downfall.
We're all running our own race.
That's a downfall of social media sometimes, I think. And for a job, I work in online marketing, so it does have its benefits for a business part of things. But it also, if you're not feeling great and looking at other people who have this perfect life, as it seems on social media, it can make you feel even worse and put more unnecessary pressure on you. So looking at it realistically, you don't know what it's like once they've posted that photo. They might be smiling on that, and then they might not be smiling once the photo's uploaded. So I think for me personally, it was focus on yourself.
Yeah,
focus on what makes you happy. And like you say, you found something that you love. So for you, the grind's good because you're enjoying it, you're pushing your content, you're getting yourself out there, and you're seeing reward from the hard work as well.
Yeah. But that what didn't come till late. There was a lot. I was doing it for fuck all for ages, just out of love, which is great. That's the big thing.
Yeah, and so just to end, Matt, I always do a section called "If You Had to Choose." That was
quick. How long have we been going for?
45 minutes have been going. Well, time flies when you're having fun. See, I'm back 6 months in, back in the element.
This might have been the rest you needed though, as a creator.
Yeah, I think if I'm going to be honest, while we're on the recording, I put a lot of pressure on myself at the start. I got a lot of guests in a short space of time, and I didn't really spread it out. I think I put 4 or 5 out in about 2 weeks.
What's your upload schedule?
Well, I used to do it every Monday, and then it was every other Monday, and then it's been a big gap. So, like I say,
every 36 Mondays.
But I didn't just want to put anything out, but I wanted to have someone who I knew I've had research about, and I understand what their business is, what they do, what they're like as a person, watching the videos. So for me, it was, I don't want to just get any guest on and just say, I
really appreciate coming on here, because it's for us. I think people have an opinion because I'm a bit of a loud character online. A lot of people have an opinion on me, and I wish they knew the story and the road we've had to walk, because it's been. I'd rather not go into it now, and you won't go into too much. But I didn't have a great upbringing, and it gave me so much internal fire and internal weakness. That's probably why we're just trying to find out now, really, what in my head, why it took me so long to actually think I had the confidence to start in business, even though I knew all along would do it. It took me a long, till I was a grown fucking man, to go take a deep breath and go, yeah, I'm going to start this. That's a strange thing, because bearing in mind, I knew I had it in me the whole time, didn't have the confidence to do it, and that's a strange one. So yeah, people think they've got this opinion on me, and it's just not true. Like we've worked really hard to get where we are, and I'm not very bright, I'm not very intelligent, but I will not be outworked by anyone. And I think that's probably the most refreshing thing that you can hear on the people like The Rock and all that. Everyone says it, but it's the truth. If you don't possess many skills, or maybe I do now, but didn't at the start, that's for sure.
And
a bit of work rate goes a long way.
And that actually leads on, because I spoke to a cricketer on here. It was like my last one. I was saying, how did he deal with negative comments about maybe if he hasn't done well for the team and on Twitter and social media? And he made a good point of, he could get 99 messages about saying great game, but he'd always listen to the one message that was negative, and it would always stick with him. And it was like, it was a mindset of, I don't know if it was people pleasing sometimes, but it was just not your ego, but you like to think that you're doing well. So I was wondering for yourself, how do you deal with anything that maybe isn't nice?
Yeah, great question. And I resonate with, who was it, by the way? Sorry.
He's called Graham Clark. He plays for Durham.
Sick. Cool. Shout out, Graham. It's a really great point. Now, I've got to the point where you just don't believe your own hype. So good ones, bad ones. I'm not going to say arrogantly I don't care about them. I just try and be level with everything. So I don't take the good ones to heart. I don't take the bad ones. Don't let the good ones go to my head, and I don't let the bad ones go to my heart.
Yeah.
I just try and laugh off the negativity. And this is really interesting, actually. Gary Vee the other day, I'm a big consumer of his content, said that he responds to these negative, hateful comments with love.
Okay, yeah.
Okay? And I've started doing it, and it's fucking spins people out. Because look, let's just have it straight. Anyone not has a different opinion to, that's different. That's just free speech. But anyone that's actively hating or trolling or being a little bit aggressive or making statements about you, anyone that's doing that isn't happy or successful in their own mind. Because I don't know anyone that's happy or content that's going online and shooting someone down or firing the shit. Like, it just doesn't happen. Could you imagine seeing a busker in the street and he'd been the worst singer ever, but he looks like he's having a great time, and going over to him and say, listen, mate, you're fucking terrible. You need to jack this in. Yeah. I've heard people singing Mile Man to Dustbin in my time, but you are definitely the worst. You just don't do it. You walk on by, you might say to yourself, God, he was bad. You wouldn't go and tell him. If you did go and tell him, people are like, you're an idiot, mate. Leave him alone. He's doing his own thing. He's happy. Keep walking. Why are you putting yourself onto this guy like this? Like, do you understand me?
Yeah.
So when you understand that, they're not happy in themselves. So if you respond to them with love, it spins them out, because you're like, hey, bro, like, I really appreciate your comment, but or DM me, are you okay? Or it's like, they're not okay. They're not okay. Anyone, and I know why they're not okay, because it's the world we live in. It's just like, a lot of people are not okay, and they go online, sit in their dark room, probably struggling, maybe, I don't know, with various bits and bobs, with mental health, like you're talking about. They want to project themselves and feel something on top of someone else. Do you understand what I mean? I think we've all done it in some aspects of our lives before, but it's controlling that. And I can genuinely say I've fired back at a few trolls in my time with some things like, saying a few things, but I've never seen a bit of content from a creator or on a page where I've just dropped my hate on it. Like, not once. Do you know what I do? You just scroll by, or you click, don't show me this again. Mm-hmm. Or why the fuck is this page showing me this? Block it. It's like some things about like animals getting eaten and things like that, and horrible stuff. We went for a stage of it popping up on my feed. Just block it. Get rid of it. Don't show me this. And you slowly filter your social media with things that you want to see, things that vibe with you.
Yeah.
If you don't vibe with my content, you don't like our content, why are you watching it? Fucking click off. Don't engage with it, because Facebook's going to show you it more.
Yeah.
Fucking idiot. Don't tell me I'm an idiot. Just go. It's not the fucking airport. You don't have to announce to everyone where you're going. Like, no, it just does my head in.
It was a good point, like you say. With, I think when I had Randy Santel on, he said, because he's got 1 million subscribers on YouTube, so
wow.
He gets a lot, and he does exactly what you do. He says, like, hope you're having a good day. Thanks for your comment and stuff like this. Because I think as creators, you're probably in a position where no matter if you say something nice or you fire something back, they've not got anything to lose. But if you say something back to them, then people are going to think, oh, well, he's saying that. That's not very professional.
Right.
So
You can also get trapped as well.
yeah. But yeah, so he does exactly the same as you, which was really interesting, of just spinning it back to them, because you get an engagement. They've left a comment. They've definitely watched your video because they've took the time to leave a comment. So at the end of the day, you're doing well there.
He's epic too, and from my understanding, he's quite a big guy, a very big guy. He blows up in his weight sometimes, I think, like a bit like myself, and then he trims down for 6 weeks or something, doesn't he? And like he's focused on his fitness, but there's points where he has some crazy food, some big like volume stuff, like crazy. And I think some of the people, the classic one with the competitive eaters is people dropping like you're gonna have a heart attack, you're gonna kill yourself, or this sort of like mad shit. But at mine, you think, what? You think why would you ever say it to someone? Like,
yeah.
Not like you're my auntie who loves me and actually thinks I might. We have no idea what blood tests Randy does, what regime he goes through, what calories he's consuming around his challenges. And unless you know all of the facts and figures, fucking shut up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mind your own business. Just people are so, it's just, I don't know. Yeah.
I know. And well, with Randy, quickly, I know he's recently just completed another degree on sports science. So like you say, with his nutrition and stuff, he knows exactly what he's doing.
He obviously knows his stuff.
But like I say, we'll get to this. If you had to choose three, because this would be quite interesting having someone with yourself who's done so many food reviews. It's just a summary to get to know the guest really at the end. So if you had to choose three fast food items, so we'll say, McDonald's, Greg's, if you had to choose any three items, what would you go for as a combination?
So like one item from each place?
Yeah, or three from one, whatever your favorite three items would be.
What from?
So you could do all right, we'll mix it up since you've done so many reviews. We'll do one from like each one, so like one from a Burger King, a McDonald's.
The first thing I'd think about there was, I think I like my McDonald's burgers for like a hard, fast, cheap burger, or a Five Guys. Five Guys is the best burger, isn't it?
you can have Five Guys. You can have.
All right, you said fast food. I want to. My first gut feeling when you said that was McDonald's.
Okay.
A double quarter pounder or something like that. Some hot wings from KFC. Yeah. I'm building quite a nice meal. I've got a bit of a side. I've got my burger. Of course, I'm going to use McDonald's fries. They're the elite fast food fries. I don't care what anyone says. Certainly not Burger King or KFC. They're trash.
Oh, yeah.
And a nice cold Fanta from McDonald's as well, probably. So really, I've gone for McDonald's. I've gone to McDonald's. It's got some wings from KFC. Now, in all seriousness, I love the Five Guys. I think they're like, for a hard and fast burger, I think they're the king now. I've really made a bit of a U-turn on them. They do a great chocolate milkshake as well. And the great thing about Five Guys is you can customize your burger to exactly how you like it. With all your own salads, your sauces, your bacon. I think it's brilliant. Tell me yours.
I would go for McDonald's sweet chili wrap of the day.
Oh, come on, that's well good.
Unreal choice. Yeah. I love the hot wings from KFC. I have to agree with you on that. But I also like from Burger King those chili cheese bites.
Yeah,
they're nice as well. And I like an Oasis. I think Oasis from McDonald's. Oasis is it's insane. It's so refreshing.
When we were in New York, the drink that really got us was the Gatorade. I love Gatorade. Honestly, it's got to be one of the most elite drinks. They also had a Gatorade Zero, like a 0 calorie one. It didn't taste like mouthwash. It actually tasted like Gatorade. It comes in like massive jugs like this.
Yeah.
Great stuff. Gatorade, if you're watching, support the boys. Come on.
That's great. So just as we always end it, I think however you want to end the podcast, you can, Matt, with if you want to tell someone to subscribe to your channel, if you want to give some advice, however you want to do it, just feel free. The floor's yours, however you want.
All right, cool. I just wanted to say thank you to everyone that's listening. I hope you are listening. If you are, drop a big thumbs up on on Ben's pages. I think he's doing a great job. And if you like it enough, maybe he'll upload again within 6 months. It should be great. So if you want to watch us going around eating our food, then subscribe to our channel as well. We mainly put our best content probably goes out on Facebook, YouTube every 6 o'clock. We try and drop a new video, and some of our more fun and elaborate content is on TikTok and Instagram. But yeah, we're happy. You know, I think we're overachievers, and I think I just wish there was people had a bit more confidence in themselves, like Ben's doing now. Starting this, he's obviously a young man starting his podcast. Oh, I didn't have that at your age, Ben. So mad kudos to you and respect, mate. And I'm watching this now that has the slightest piece of burning desire to do their own thing. I urge you to give it a go, because it is definitely going to be risky along the way. But what could be more risky than not doing it and waking up at 50, 60 and going, shit, I wish I'd have tried. You got time. I've had a couple of businesses that have gone south, but it's cool. I'm only 34. I'm going to fight another day. You know what I mean? You've got tons of life ahead of us. Go for it. Life's short. Tomorrow's promised to no one. Do you know what I mean? Someone, when are you going to put this video out?
I'll probably tomorrow. I'll put it out tomorrow. We'll do probably 7:30. 7:30.
Tonight.
Yeah.
Cool. Someone's got plans tonight. Sorry, someone's got plans for tomorrow morning. He's not going to fucking see them. That's a fact.
Yeah.
People are going to have got plans for tomorrow morning and they're not even going to see them. How about that? So what are you waiting for? Go out and do your thing. Go out and do your thing. Don't take no for an answer and give it your best shot.
Great. What an outro that was. That's out of the podcast, Matt. That was amazing. But like I said, I'll wrap this up now. So thanks everyone for listening.
I'm the real deal, Ben. That's why, mate.
He is. It's worth the wait. 6 months is worth the wait. But thanks everyone for watching. I really appreciate it.